So hello learner, once again I welcome on the class of Foundation Engineering. So I hope you all are safe and doing well. So in the previous discussion, we have discussed about the how to compute the bearing capacity of soil by Terzaghi method, and after for the strip footing, and after that I have discussed the how to compute the bearing capacity for other types of footing like square footing, circular footing, and rectangular footing by various applying shape factor for the cohesion and shape factor for the unit weight. And after that, I have discussed the how to apply this bearing capacity equation for the local shear failure uh, by putting the value of effective cohesion is equal to 2/3 of C, and by using the mobilized angle, that is tan inverse 2/3 of tan phi. And today I will discuss about the different methods. Firstly, I will discuss about the effect of water table on the bearing capacity, and after that I will discuss the how to compute the net ultimate bearing cap directly net ultimate bearing capacity by Skempton's method, and after that I will discuss the other methods to compute the ultimate bearing capacity, and we will compare what are the other changes as compared to the Terzaghi theory. So today I will discuss, firstly I will discuss about the what will be the bearing capacity factor for the pure clay. So for pure clay, or we can say that phi is equal to 0. So when phi is equal to 0, the bearing capacity factor for the cohesion value is 5.7. Bearing capacity for the surcharge is unity, and the bearing capacity factor for the unit weight is equal to 0. And with the help of that, we can compute the bearing capacity factor, ultimate bearing capacity for the strip footing CNC plus QNQ plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma. So this is the for strip footing, or for other type of footing we can write CNC into SC plus QNQ plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma into S gamma. For other type of footing. So now I am going to discuss about the effect of water table on the bearing capacity. So effect of water table on the bearing capacity. So effect of water table can be taken as, this is the footing, our footing. This is the ground surface. This is the width of the footing. Let us assume this is ZW1. This is also called depth of footing, and from the base of the footing, this is called ZW2. So the ultimate bearing capacity, if there is a presence of water table, so if the water table is present, then the ultimate bearing capacity can be written as CNC plus QNQ into RW1 plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma into RW2. this is the equation which is used when our water table will be present, where Rw1 is the reduction factor, water table reduction factor, water table reduction factor for the term NQ, and Rw1 can be written as 0.5 into 1 plus ZW1 divided by B, where ZW1 is the depth of water table from the ground surface and limited to depth of the footing, or limited to depth of the footing. And similarly, the Rw2 is the water table reduction factor for the term N gamma, and Rw2 can be written as 0.5 into 1 plus ZW2 divided by B, where B is the width of the footing, ZW2 is the depth of water table from the base of the footing and limited to width of the footing. Means if ZW2 is greater than B, so the value of ZW2 will be 0 and the reduction factor will be Rw2. If ZW2 is greater than B, then the value of reduction factor, water table reduction factor for the term N gamma is 0.5. So this is the two reduction factor we have applied in the bearing capacity. The first one is Rw1 in the term NQ and Rw2 in the term N gamma, where Rw1 is 0.5 ZW1 divided by D or DF. Here we can write ZW1 divided by DF, and this value we can see is from the ground surface to limited to base of the footing or depth of the footing. Similarly, Rw2 is 0.5 ZW2 by B, and this value is limited to base of the footing, equal to the base of the footing. Means when ZW2 is greater than B, then the value of if the effect position of water table from the base of the footing is greater than the width of the footing, then the value of ZW2 will be 0 and the reduction factor will be 0.5. So this is the two factors we have to apply in the ultimate bearing capacity. Now I am going to discuss about the Skempton's theory. So Skempton has given the expression of net ultimate bearing capacity for cohesive soil, and according to Skempton's, the net ultimate bearing capacity is equal to C into NC. So this is the expression given by the Skempton, where NC is the bearing capacity factor for the cohesion. And this bearing capacity factor NC is the bearing capacity factor for the cohesion, and it will be the value of bearing capacity factor for strip footing. NC is equal to 5 into 1 plus 0.2 dF by B. When dF by B is less than equal to 2.5 and NC is equal to 7.5 if dF by B is greater than 2.5. So this is the uh, bearing capacity factor expression given by the Skempton, that is for strip footing. NC is equal to 5 into 1 plus 0.2 dF by B when dF by B is less than equal to 2.5 and NC is equal to 7.5 if dF by B is greater than 2.5. Similarly, for a square or circular footing, NC is equal to 6 into 1 plus 0.2 dF by B. And this is formula is applicable when dF by B is less than equal to 2.5 and NC is equal to 9 when dF by B is greater than 2.5. And similarly for rectangular footing, NC is equal to 5 into 1 plus 0.2 B by L into 1 plus 0.2 dF by B. So this is the expression of bearing capacity factor, but this formula is applicable when dF by B is less than 2.5. Otherwise, we have to apply when dF by B is greater than 2.5. So the NC is equal to 7.5 into 1 plus 0.2 B by L. So this is the expression of for rectangular footing. So this is the method given by the Skempton, in which net ultimate bearing capacity can be computed by C into NC, where NC is the bearing capacity factor for the cohesion, and the expression was given by the Skempton itself for the square footing, strip footing, and rectangular footing. So dear student, today I have discussed about the what will be the values of bearing capacity factor for the purely cohesive soil, and it will be NC is equal to 7.5, NQ is equal to unity, and N gamma is equal to 0 when phi is equal to 0. And after that, I have discussed the effect of water table on the bearing capacity. So the modification factor will be multiplied in second and third term. That is, the expression will be QU is equal to CNC plus QNQ into RW1 plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma into RW2, where RW1 is the reduction factor for the NQ term, and RW2 is the reduction factor for the N gamma term, and the expression will be 0.5 1 plus ZW1 divided by DF, and RW2 is 0.5 1 plus ZW2 by B, where ZW1 is the position of water table from the ground surface, and it will be limited up to the base of the footing or DF. And similarly, the ZW2 is the position of water table from the base of the footing, and it will be limited up to the height that is equal to base of the footing B. If the value of if the position of water table is greater than equal to greater than B, then the value will be ZW2 value will be 0, and the reduction factor for the N gamma will be 0.5. And after that, I have discussed the Skempton's method. So according to Skempton's, for purely cohesive soil, the net ultimate bearing capacity expression is equal to C into NC, where NC value for different types of footing we have seen. So in the next class, I will discuss about the what is Hansen's method to compute the bearing capacity, what is basics equation, and after that I will take some problems based on the based on these methods. So take care of your health and happy learning.